Hello, beautiful souls. You're listening to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancis. Did you know that you can listen to this show everywhere podcasts are found? It's true. Now, I have 3 free gifts just for you. First gift, I give away a new reading each week to a person who's left a 5-star positive review of this show, then submitted it to me using the contact form at theangelmedium.com/contact. I hope I'm calling your number next. Second gift, if you'd like a new daily angel message, join me on Insta at Angel Podcast. Third free gift, if you'd like to know the name of one of your guardian angels so that you can work with them even more closely, go to the homepage of my website, theangelmedium.com, and submit your contact info at the very top. I'll email you back personally with the name of one of your angels. Okay, as we begin the show, I want you to feel the presence of your angels surrounding you. And just know that the loving, positive messages you resonate with today are messages for you from your angels and loved ones on the other side. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancis. And friends, today we have Milissa here to tell her angel stories. Milissa, I love this first one that you just shared with me. You have to tell this with the audience.
Okay, so I was at the cemetery, and the cemetery is kind of in a town I don't know super well. So when I was crying, and when I went to leave, I needed to go to a sporting goods store that is it's a last name in the Midwest. So I put it in my GPS and started following the directions, and it wasn't taking me where I thought I was going to go. And my son was in the car with me, and I'm like, this is not where my GPS should be taking me. And he's like, Mom, you always do that. You always argue with her. And I'm like, it's okay. So I followed it, and I looked over where it said I'd arrived at my destination, and it was at someone's home with the same last name of the sporting goods store. And we both start laughing because Marty was a trucker and he couldn't give me directions for the life of him. And he would have done that to me in real life had he been there, but he was also like super funny. So we both start laughing hysterically because we know that Marty has redirected my GPS.
Amazing. Amazing. I mean, because you can't make that up. So it was his last name?
No, it was actually my maiden name.
Wow.
So it was, I mean, and it's a common Midwest maiden name. And unless you're in the Midwest, you don't know the sporting goods store. And it was just hysterical because I mean, it clearly wasn't family. I don't have any family in this town, but I look over and alongside the front of their house is this last name, and it wasn't near the sporting goods store I needed to be at all.
Mm, amazing. I know you have so many angel stories, so I'm excited to dive into more of them.
So the first day before he died, I found your podcast, and I always told him, like, dude, I expect signs from you from day one. Like, this is my expectation. I'm going to talk to you every day. So just know I have expectations. So the first day he passed, I had a bluebird that was totally the exact same color of the favorite shirt he used to wear. And I had never seen a bluebird here before. The next day I was at the cemetery. I was next to the cemetery where they were cremating him because I have a friend that lives there. And I always told him I was going to sit next to the cemetery when they cremated him in case he gave me smoke signals. So I was driving home from that, and I see a pool toy on the ground, and it's the end of September, not usually when we have pool toys out in the Midwest. And it's a watermelon. And the town we moved from was famous for its watermelons. So I knew that was another sign. So that night I go to sleep, and I wake up in the middle of the night to Pink's song playing on my phone. And it was when I get there, and I had teased him that she had written that song for him when we knew he was dying of cancer because it fit him so perfectly. And it literally plays on my phone. I pick up my phone, I look at it, and I'm wide awake at this point. And as soon as the song done playing, my phone quits playing the song. So that was like he was like right on board from day one, right on board. So his birthday was a month and a few weeks after he passed. And the first thing on his birthday I find a dime on the ground that was the same day we moved to the Midwest. The same year we moved to the Midwest. Then I was traveling and I decided to stop at the cemetery, and I see a car that is an Oregon plate, and where we moved to North Dakota from Oregon. Then I see a Washington plate, and we were both born and raised in Washington. And then I see a green 379 Peterbilt, bright lime green, and lime green was his color. It was the color of his motorcycle. And then I see a lime green Volvo, and that was the last truck he ever drove. We go to the cemetery to spend his birthday with him. We sit down at the local bar, and we stop at a Mexican restaurant, and I'm sitting at the bar having lunch, and there's the biggest bottle of Pendleton whiskey directly in front of me. And we're from the Pendleton, Oregon area. So I get in the car and we lit lunch, we head home, and the Apple Play quits playing on the car. So I switch over to FM radio, because who does that? Like, no one ever. So I switch it over to the FM radio because I can't get the Apple Play to work, and it's Pat Benatar's "We Belong Together."
Mm.
So, and that was just like all in one day. And then it's been constant since then. I told him one day I was having a really bad day, and I said, I expect something from you, but I'm not leaving home today. So figure this out. And I find a lime green marble on my deck, and I don't have kids, and there'd be no reason to have a lime green marble.
Amazing.
So those are just kind of a few of them that,
yeah.
you know, my expectations for him are high.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because he sends you all of the signs, but even more than that, you feel his presence. Like you
Constantly.
can feel it so deeply. And, people sometimes ask me, well, how do you know if it's a sign? Because when you see the green marble, you feel that presence, and you feel them. So, do you have the ring? Were you and Marty married?
I'd start here. I have two.
What was the one that you wore?
I still wear it.
Okay.
And then the second ring, he was in the radiology at the Minnesota VA, and this gentleman left this ring for me, and they left it with Marty, but obviously for me, I didn't realize till after he passed that it's actually Marty's birthstone. So when you're at the VA, you have to give your birth date to identify yourself. And so I just started wearing it after he passed, but I didn't realize, like, at the time the gentleman gave it to us, he owned a jewelry store, and we had just engaged with him every time we went to radiation, and he was a joy. So we died happy. So we laughed every day of cancer. We joked every day. Marty was funny, and we didn't spend a day crying the entire year he fought cancer, because we enjoyed every moment of what we knew he had left.
What he had me write down was ring, and I saw it on your finger, like the ring that you would wear. And he said it's hard for her to wear the ring. Like when you wear it, I feel like every time you see it or you put it on, it kind of hits you in the heart. And he said, buy the ring. It's okay to get a new ring that represents the new you and new energy. So is that something that you've been thinking about?
No, well, I've been thinking about having the 3 rings fused, and I can't take it off to have it made into the piece of jewelry I wanted to make it with, because I haven't been able to take it off to send it to have it done. So I want to take the 3 rings, because he bought a smaller one when he was sick. So at the same store we bought the first ones. And I have a jeweler that will fuse them together into a necklace. And I have had a hard time taking it off to want to send it in to have that done. So that makes sense.
Can I give you a third option here? Do you have jewelry of the past? Because I actually don't see you taking the current rings. Like he wants you to keep those because even like 20, 30 years in the future, when you look at them and hold them, it'll make you feel something. They hold energies. Those rings hold memories. It's not taking the current rings and fusing them. You could take pieces of other past jewelry that he had and melt it down and create something new. But there is supposed to be a new piece of jewelry that just signifies your whole new adventure.
Okay. That makes sense. Cause I do have his Marine Corps ring and I do have his class ring. I have 2 Marine Corps rings and his class ring. So
Yeah, perfect. Ready for a little getaway that completely resets your energy? We're hosting a live in-person spiritual retreat called A Whole New You. It's the weekend of October 4th in Oak Brook, Illinois. This spiritual retreat is all about your own personal healing and growth, reconnecting with yourself, learning to connect with your angels. And I'm going to talk about all new angels that I've never talked about anywhere before. And you're going to leave with more personal peace, purpose, clarity, and confidence than ever before. Learn more and see the itinerary at theangelmedium.com/retreat. That's theangelmedium.com/retreat. Links are in the show notes. And friend, I cannot wait to meet you and hug you in person. Okay, let's talk about a couple other things. Are you thinking at all too, because as you were talking to the word move, like as soon you said the word move, but as soon as you said it, he circled it, highlighted it, like he was drawing attention to the word move. And he goes, if you're not happy with where you're at for forever, he goes, change. He's like, life is too short. He said, just live for you.
So I actually did just move. I moved closer to the cemetery because I was driving 3.5 hours one way. And so I moved my mom with me because she's needing more care. So we actually did just move, but he knows, I'm sure he knows this is not something I may stay at forever because it's not my home. I want to go back to our home.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then this transitions into another piece where he keeps showing me to this vision of you. And listen, friends, I know that when you come on the podcast, you're like, Julie, you tell everybody that everybody's a healer. It's just the fact that I teach healers and that is my specialty. And so often spirit brings people to me that need to hear specific things to step into who they're supposed to be here. And, it's so funny because so many people who come through the Angel Reiki School, and you don't have to come through the Angel Reiki School, I'm just telling you this to get to a point. Everybody seems to say, Julie, when I do sessions, I feel so close to my loved ones on the other side because what I'm talking about isn't energy healing. I'm talking about bringing through messages, right? That's what you get when you go through the Angel Reiki School, mediumship, angel messages, certification in both those, and energy healing. And so there's a vision that Marty kept bringing through is when you work on others, what you don't realize is that your spirit team is always right there as a bridge communicating messages, and you get to work with them more closely. And it's not the reason that we do the work. It's just kind of a fun gift and a fun byproduct of being a healer and doing this work is that you're constantly in connection with your loved ones on the other side. They're always there. They're always on a very, very deep level, I don't want to say it this way, but he keeps saying to tell you where you don't have to go to the cemetery to feel him. Sometimes the
Right.
cemetery can be beautiful and a tool to help you feel their energy, but he's like, you're going to get to a point where you don't need that as a tool anymore to feel me and to be with me. You're just going to feel it, and you're always going to be with him.
And I know that he is always with me. Like, I have full blown arguments with him.
Yeah.
Like, I needed a wheel for the truck, and I like literally had an argument with him about whether or not I was going to buy two wheels to match on the same side versus one. And the gentleman I bought it from was like, I knew, Marty, you're going to match. Like, because Marty would have been saying to me, buy five new ones, buy four new ones. Or he woke me up one night and said, you need to change the furnace filter. You need to order and change the furnace filter. And I'm like, I'll get to it. And then the next day I got again, you need to change the furnace filter. So I ordered a furnace filter. And then 2 days later, the the thermostat quit working. And I went upstairs and it was 2 degrees higher and I turned it down. And went an hour later back upstairs and 2 degrees higher and I turned it down. And finally the third time I'm like, Marty, what are you doing? What are you trying to tell me? And I got up the next day and the furnace wouldn't work. So I went and didn't wait for the shipping to arrive, went and purchased a furnace filter, put it in, and it worked just fine. So so he's constantly showing me and telling me and answering questions. And, he literally is a part of my everyday conversation.
Yeah.
I can't find something. I'm like, dude, where is it? And, I couldn't find the lid to the spackle. And I'm like, where could I possibly put this, Marty? And all of a sudden it fell off the top of the door frame I'd left it on.
It's just he's always going to be there. I want you to open up your heart and see something another way too, though, Milissa, which is that not everybody has the gift that you had that last year of
Right.
spending it in that beautiful way that you did. And not everybody hears their loved one as easily as you're hearing yours. And all I'm saying to you is open up your heart, because around you are just tons of angels who are guiding you and helping you. Marty's there. Who's the fatherly energy on the other side as well?
Probably probably my dad's brother. My uncle and I were very close, and he passed when I was 18. And I have heard him tell me previously that I need to write a book. And his daughter is in the middle of writing a book. And her book she's writing is actually called Ghostwriter. And it's about a spirit that tells the person that they were murdered, and they want this person to help them solve their murder. So it's one or two of my uncles. So I have a grandfather, my grandmother's brother, and I were
It's the
super
one
close
you were
together.
close to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was super close to my grandmother's brother, who was quite a bit older, and then I was super close to my dad's brother.
Your dad's brother, because he keeps showing me the book, and he wants you to know that we all do this, but you do this a lot to yourself. You minimize the subtle gifts that you have, because when we have gifts in different areas, a lot of times we all go, oh, but everybody has that. And spirit and the angels go, no, not everybody does. That is a gift of yours. And so we make our gifts just so much more subtle. And they said, start to see those subtle gifts and how they can be gifts to others as well. Beautiful souls. I don't know what happened, but Melissa's feed just totally cut off, and she hasn't come back into this Zoom meeting. So I am just going to say thank you so, so much to Milissa and to Marty for sharing their beautiful, beautiful angel stories. And to anybody listening, if you have an angel story that you like to share, I would love to share it on the show. You can submit it over at our contact form at theangelmedium.com. Go to the contact form, share your angel story with us, and our committee will reach back out. If you'd like to be part of that angel story committee, we are always accepting new members onto that committee to help look through those angel stories as well. Love you, friends. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Friends, I need your help reaching as many people as possible. If you'd like to support this podcast and help us spread more hope to the world, please book a session with me, join my angel membership, or take my Angel Reiki School. What's the difference? If you'd like to know what messages your angels and loved ones have for you, you'll want to book a session with me. The angel membership is all about your own personal spiritual healing. The membership takes you on a spiritual journey that teaches you how to create your own heaven on earth. And the Angel Reiki School is for those who want to get certified in mediumship, angel messages, and energy healing all at once. These are 3 ways you can help us share a message of hope and love with more people than ever before. Register for one or all 3 at theangelmedium.com. That's theangelmedium.com. Now, let's pray together. As we do, I want you to pray in a way where you feel as though everything you want for yourself and the world has already come true, and you're giving thanks. Why? Because this is the best way to manifest. So let's begin. God, universe, source, thank you. We're so grateful that you've blessed this world with calm and peace for all. This calm and peace has spread like ripples, soothing the hearts of every soul. Thank you for opening our hearts to abundance, allowing each of us to live our most authentic life, and helping us to create our own heaven on earth. We thank you for the love and deep heart-to-heart connection that surrounds us every day in our relationships. We thank you for the abundance of health and aliveness we feel radiating from every cell in our and our families' bodies. Thank you for the gift of walking this life with us and guiding us every step of the way through your messages. We hear you through our own intuition, and we feel you walking right by our sides, and we overflow with gratitude. Thank you for financial abundance, an abundance of opportunities and miracles, blessings, and prosperity in every way. We know that you want us to succeed so that we can show others how you want them to succeed too. Thank you for the boundless love, kindness, empathy, and compassion that binds us all together. Thank you for the laughter, fun, moments of pure delight that fill us every day, especially today. God, universe, source, thank you for blessing us beyond measure and allowing us to use our souls, gifts, talents, skills, and abilities to serve the world. We love you. I love you. And in this we pray. Amen. Friends, we're working on some pretty major things over here. And if you wouldn't mind saying a little prayer that these things come to fruition if they're God's will, we'd so appreciate it. And please add a little prayer in for any specific thing you need right now too. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And don't forget to submit your contact info at theangelmedium.com if you'd like me to channel the name of one of your angels for you. Sending you peace, bliss, and many blessings.